I've unexpectedly ended up in Yeovil, of all places, this afternoon. We've had to come up here with some personal business, so I've left Lucy to that whilst I wander around Yeovil town for a couple of hours. I thought I'd film it and make a short film so I can stick it on my Twitter feed. Yeovil town, Somerset, actually where Darren Plymouth really comes from. I'm actually Somerset. Enjoy. Yeovil's in Somerset. It's got a population of about 50,000. It's an old Roman town. It even appeared in the Domesday books. Its main business is famous for gloves, making gloves, which was weird, but they don't do that so much nowadays. So they've traded in nice silky lace gloves. Air defence industry, and is home to some of the biggest defence contractors in the country. They do the Western helicopters in particular, and they've got a good football team. It's a lower league football team, but Yeovil Town have known, I think they beat Arsenal once. They've known for going on giant killing runs in cup competitions. So yeah, Yeovil Town. But I will say this, dead is dead. And I've seen quite a lot of this, closed down shops here in the town centre, and I've just spotted a Burger King, which just made all that go away and everything's better. For a small town, they have a pretty big job centre, just saying. Yeovil is probably one of the bigger towns in the area. It's Somerset, so everything's quite small, and it's the job centre's, you know, central. It's the catchment area. But even so, pretty big. It's sort of comparable to the size of job centres in Plymouth. Some really cool buildings here, really old buildings. They've been around for a really long time. I mean, I'm sure that pub behind me, what's it called? The Globe and Crown. It's probably been around for ages. And some of the names are cool as well. Tabernacle Lane, that is an absolute class name. And yeah, bring back cool street names, that's what I say. And the old buildings, but we can't do that. Just looking at house prices in an estate agent's windows, just having a nose. And to live here, it'd be about the same as anywhere else. It's about 600 quid for a room, like 1,200 quid for a flat per month. And if you want a little 2-bed semi, 200 grand upwards. And the rest, you know, same as everywhere else. It's expensive. It's expensive. It says I don't live here than walking around with my phone on the end of a selfie stick. Another observation, and I'll make it everywhere I go, I suppose, these days. And it's good news here, because it's not very diverse. Yeah, seen a couple of unfamiliar faces walking around, but other than that, yeah, we're good. You can never resist the camping shop. Has some hot toe warmers and some hand warmers and some new waterproof gloves in preparation for my next camping video on Dartmoor. And I always try to find a decent church wherever I go. And this is a Methodist church in Yeovil. Didn't quite grab its name, but it looks like they're attempting some sort of nativity there. I'll give it 4 out of 10 for effort. Yeah, I thought I'd leave the church area because there was some of the special brew crew there hanging around eyeing up my camera. So no doubt Yeovil has got its fair share of social problems, and I've seen 3 or 4 people just sat on the streets homeless or begging, and the special brew crew sat on our local bench getting pissed. Up to no good. Yeah, and that is pretty much Yeovil. Not a lot to see here. Not a lot going on, pretty dead. I've just come into what looks like was once a shopping centre, and I'm not even sure if any of the shops here are open. Let's have a look. So this is the shopping centre here at Yeovil, or was a shopping centre. It's about 4:30 and everything is shut. So, and if you find this, there it is. I don't know how long this has been destitute like this, but you find this wherever you go. That curtain got to the lights instead of a nativity scene, so I'll give them 5 out of 10 just because they made a bit more effort. People seem to have a lot of waste grounds as well, so I don't know what was in there. There's a furniture refurbishment shop or something, but that looks like in there has been derelict for years. It sort of goes along with the theme, and I'm planning to do some videos down in Cornwall, St Austell, Truro. I've got an invite to come down to Truro. You see this video stick, I shall come to see you. I'm going to do some videos of just some of the towns and cities in Cornwall, see how they've been impacted by COVID economically, and they were always the poorest places, the Cornish towns and cities, and you go there and you can see why, yeah, because it is quite shocking. Everyone's got this image of idyllic countryside coastal towns and villages, a bit like the one that I live in, but actually when you go to the larger urban areas like St Austell, like Bodmin, not so much Truro's quite nice, but I mean St Austell has a reputation for having major social problems and poverty, drugs, crime. I've heard some shocking stories come out of that particular town, and there are a lot of places like that in Cornwall because it's been forgotten about. I'm trying to do some more of these little roving short videos on towns and cities in the southwest during the winter. Get all that grey, empathetic fallacy in if I can. Forgot to mention that the Fleet Air Arm Museum is also here, which is always a good day out. So that's my little tour of Yeovil. It's taken me about an hour and a half to walk around the town centre, have a look at the shops, a couple of churches. Very small place. Like I said, it's only got a population of 50,000, and I was expecting it to be doing a little bit better than it is. Yeovil was always sort of quite a well-to-do place, and that's not really reflected in the town centre anymore. It's changed a lot since I was last here, which is a shame, isn't it? Because we want to keep these places as they were. But it hasn't been infested yet with mass immigration or anything like that yet. But that's slowly filtering its way down through the southwest, unfortunately. So that's my video. Hope you enjoyed. If you got to the end, I'm going to do some more. And now I've got to make it back to the green van and our journey all the way back into Cornwall. So over and out. You don't see many of them these days, which is, I said it was my last video, but it's not. There's an old chimney stack behind me, the type that Fred Dibner would knock down and record his own video content. He was an original content producer, wasn't he? I'll try to get back a bit. I'm not on my stick now. I'm off now. So this is Yeovil, and that's a chimney stack.